on the trail again. Oh, Thomas in Germany says, why don't you do a narration on one of these? But he didn't say I could sing, so I'll knock that off. So a spring walk in Parkville Nature Sanctuary, and I stopped by the old root cellar. This used to be a large farm for the Park University, and they used to store their winter goods down here. And the Bluebird Trail, and I can see the turkey beyond the second tree on the right, but you probably can't on this DVD. And the wooden raised walk over the marshy area next to Aloe Creek. Some dogwoods were blooming, but there wasn't much spring foliage that I went to take pictures of. White Aloe Creek with the big dam in the background, but you can't see it too well. And the Bluebird Trail looking down from the old Cape Trail. In summer, you can't see this because of all the foliage in between. And I stayed on the old Cape Trail this time. My first trip, I took a trip to the top on the White Tail Trail, and that's quite an ordeal. This is the trail that leads up to the very tip top. It's about 2 or 3 miles. And crossing White Aloe Creek on the way out. This is the creek at normal level. And just across the creek, here's a deer. A deer. In fact, there were 2 does, and I saw a buck in the distance, and I tried to work around to get all 3 of them in the picture, but it didn't work. He walked off. They perked up their ears when they heard me, but they just kept on going. I guess they're used to the trail walkers. Get used to it. And that was the end of my walk, but Jim Reed, the director of the sanctuary, called me and said maybe I'd like to take a little organized spring walk. So we're waiting in the parking area for more people, but not very many showed up. Nice day though, early spring. Off on the trail, just about to cross the creek. And looking back, that's the Park University athletic field. Stopping to point out this plant and that plant. And I can't remember which plant was what plant, which was a good plant, and which ones they planned to come back and pull later with a work group. And we saw 2 more deer. Well, actually, there were about 3 deer back up in here. And this is one of the plants. I think this may be the one they wanted to pull out. There were some edible plants he pointed out, like wild garlic, and they would pick samples and take them home. You can season with it. Look at that one. What is that one? I don't have any idea what that one is. Not a whole lot was coming up. This is, I don't remember what month this was. And on down the trail. One of the little creeks coming down the hill. Rivulet. And I think this was one of the ones they wanted to pull. Maybe I should have done a little research and got the proper names. This was something else that he described, but what it is, I don't know. Great big log, but the lighting wasn't good. This is a huge log. Should have got around the side of it. And she wanted to climb the tree. And Mom says, get a picture of that. So I've got a picture of that. On the day camp DVD, I've got a whole group of kids up in that tree. And the lady wanted a picture of this stuff here. It has some significance, but it beats me what it is. Oh, pretty little blue flowers. And they knew the name for this, but I don't. We better get a better narrator, Tom. Crossing over the marshy area. The dam in the background. Yeah, you can see the dam better. Large earth dam that holds back Wrist Lake. And the trail circles around the base of it and comes back by the waterfall. And here's the lower part of the waterfall. In normal times it looks like this. This is up a little bit higher. And that's where it starts, way up at the top. Actually, it's the outflow from Wrist Lake and on downstream. That normal flow. Wait and see this one in the flood. Uh-oh, here's the flood. Jim called after a big rain, and we had a flood downtown, and he said, get over there and take some pictures. And we've never had this much water coming down that waterfall. So here we are. And it lasted like this 2 or 3 days. On down around the bottom. And this is the earlier picture of the downflow. This is the later picture, that same one. In fact, it flooded out the trail. And I got a little bit of video of it. And that's the actual sound of the falls. Except it was roaring louder than that. And back on the trail again. Now we're heading back to the entrance. And a deer track. Crossing the trail and heading up into the woods. Then the new Martin houses that were installed, and they have tenants already. And the pathway up to the picnic area, and a little chit-chat on the way out. And this is the end of another spring trail hike.